Hi, this is Pastor Bob, and welcome to Pastor Bob Daily. Got an interesting message from someone that said that they were having problems because people were offended in his church by what he was wearing. What was he wearing? Now you're thinking he's probably wearing, one of those graphic T-shirts. He's got earrings. He's got tattoos. He's got weird hair. He's wearing a suit. He said people are offended by his suit. Now there's a new one, and I never thought I'd live long enough to hear this one. But seriously, people can become offended by so many things, and he belongs to one of those churches where people are pretty laid back. The pastor wears, a Hawaiian shirt, and it's a really laid back place, and they kind of pride themselves on being laid back. And he says every Sunday people come up to him and say, dude, you got to lose the suit. You got to lose the tie. This isn't that kind of church. And people feel strongly about it. It's interesting. Well, even though we've come full circle on that one, this is an issue that's been going on for so long, and it keeps changing. I remember growing up in a suit in church, and I remember the times when women weren't allowed to wear anything but dresses, and all of a sudden women started wearing pants to church. It was a big deal. And before that, women who were wearing red, the color red, to church, it was considered offensive. You can go back and you can find out all kinds of things, and of course, things are a whole lot different today. Almost anything goes, almost anything but a suit, apparently, at least in this church. So what is it really all about? Well, first of all, folks, we need to quit being offended by anything. Seriously. Christ didn't come to the world and die for us for our right to be offended. He died so that we could be set free and help others to be set free too. And I think sometimes, man, we put this wall up of offense. I'm offended by this, I'm offended by that. Quit being offended and start engaging people in their lives, and stop building walls around yourself. And this is one of those things, as long as people's dress isn't perverted or sexual, as long as they have some clothes on, it just doesn't really matter, does it? We really ought to be seeing to the heart of people, where they're at, and who they are. And many times how you're dressed is very reflective of who you are on the inside. At least these days, that's true. It's interesting in a day when, suits these days usually represent corporate America, and a lot of people are hating corporate America these days. I never thought I'd live long enough to see a time when people in suits were considered a little, you know what I'm saying? You don't know about them. You don't know if you can trust them. You don't know what they're up to. You don't know why they're wearing that suit. That's how a lot of people feel these days. Interesting, isn't it? We're going full circle. But here's the point today, folks. Quit being offended. Quit being offended by things that really don't matter. Quit being offended by things that people do, things that people wear, piercings, tattoos, hair, whatever. This whole thing has been going on for long enough. And I've lived long enough to watch things come full circle, and proving that it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's a custom, and those things don't matter. But what does matter is that we see into the hearts of people, and we find out who they are. I hope you'll do that. God bless you. Have a great day.